Hi everybody, my name is Miss Holden and I am your child's geometry honors teacher. Geometry is the second year of a 3-year sequence. So last year they took algebra, this year they take geometry, and next year is algebra 2. So those 3 courses have a regents that are attached to them. After that they would take pre-calc, which does not have a regents, and then calc. So this is an honors course, even though they take the same regents in June that everybody else does. It's honors, so throughout the year, they would be expected to take a concept that we learn and apply it to a similar problem, but that might be a little bit different. They'll be challenged more. They'll be looking at the why of something, why is something true, rather than just giving them the rule about it. So it is a rigorous course. They get a weighted grade for being in honors. If anybody's having trouble and feeling like the honors is too much, then they of course could just go into the GOR class. But I do give extra help after school on Mondays, and then Wednesdays I give extra help virtually at 7 o'clock. If there's a test that week, then I usually change that virtual extra help to the night before the test. So this way, if they have any questions or anything like that, I always review before a test. All of their information is in Google Classroom, so anytime we start a unit, all the packets are in there, so they have them. I hand them out in class, but if anybody's absent for any reason, then I do have everything. The calendar's in Google Classroom. Once we start a unit, all the videos for that unit are posted, so everything that we do in class is there. So if they're absent, if they have a music lesson, if they miss for any reason, or they just want some reinforcement, then everything's right there. So my phone number is at the top of this page right here. This is in the Google Classroom as well. It's not a phone that rings though, so you can just leave a message and tell me a good time to call back, and I can do that. Also, my email, that would probably be a little bit quicker, and we can email back and forth, or again tell me a good time to speak, and then I can give you a call. The students all should have joined Remind. So Remind is a good way for me to keep in touch with them, just to let them know if there was a change in the homework. Don't forget your test. They have a spiral review that's 5 questions that's due every Friday at midnight, so I might send out a reminder. Don't forget that. There is a parent remind code, so if the parent code is right here, if you want to join, that's a nice way. It would just like texting that, you can just send me a message and I can respond quickly if you want to do that. So I do recommend a binder for the class, but if your son or daughter is fine using a folder, that's okay, but they do get a lot of packets. We don't use a textbook for this class, so I create all the notes. So if they can keep track of that in a folder, that's great. Binder's probably a little bit better to keep organized. If they want to share that binder with another subject, that's fine. I'm not checking notes. Pen or pencil is fine. Compass, I gave a compass to everybody so they can keep that at home, and then I have a class set of compasses. We don't really use the graphing calculator too much in this class, but if they have one, that's perfect, because they absolutely need it for next year for Algebra 2 and then pre-calc and calc. A good free app for the phone is called Calculate 84, and it looks just like the graphing calculator. They can't use that on a test though, or a quiz, so they would have to. I have a set of scientific calculators that I give out for test days if anybody does need one. So I work everything on a point system. So tests are 100 points, quizzes might be 20 plus points. All tests are announced. I always give a review before the test. We go over that review sheet. I post the answers in Google Classroom if they missed anything. The best way to study for a test is to, look over the notes and retry any questions that they had trouble with on the review. Each quarter we do have a quarterly, mid-year, that's called a midterm exam. When the students come in every day, the first thing they do is they do a do now. So they should be using their notes for the do now, and then we go over it, and at the end of the unit, that's handed in. So that's a nice, free, easy grade to help bring up their average. The spiral review, as I mentioned, is an assignment that's mostly done on Delta Math. That's an online program, and they have 5 questions to do. It's all on things that they've learned previously. Delta Math is nice because they'll show you a sample question if you want with, different numbers. They have little videos to explain stuff. The kids are using their notes, and they do get 2 tries to do that. So that's another good way to also bring up their average, and it just reminds them of stuff that we've learned throughout the year. So come May, when we start reviewing for the Regents, it's not like they haven't seen those questions since September, October, November, because I'm constantly asking that. And they should think of that as an open notebook take-home quiz. Homework is assigned every night. I try not to give a lot of homework, but, for math, it's all about the practicing. That's how they make sure that they understand how to do something. So homework probably, takes anywhere 15, 20 minutes. It should not take too long to do. All the grades are posted on PowerSchool. So if you don't have the access code for PowerSchool, then please, reach out to your child's guidance counselor to see what that code is. It's not something like their ID or a last name or anything. It's a special unique code, and I don't have that. So this was what I gave the students. So of course, things they need to do. If you'd like to join the Parent Remind, that would be great. And then, we can communicate through that. But email is fine as well. And again, Delta Math, that was for the kids. And, the best way, the probably quickest way to email me is either, to get in touch with me is either through Remind or email. But the telephone number was at the front of that page as well. And the extra help we already spoke about. So it should be a good year. I'm excited that, that we're all here. And again, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to me at any point throughout the school year. Thank you.